That's always my favorite type of roles, my favorite kind of projects are the ones that intertwine humor with sadness or tragedy or
Wonderful in the series, and I want to say congratulations on that. And I want to start with asking, what attracted you to making a period piece?
well, thank you. And yeah, I think this novel was something I had heard of before, and I was instantly excited to read it. So excited that Ewan was going to be a part of it. So I first heard about it, I suppose, through it coming Ewan's way, and it being presented to him as something for him to look at, to star in. And it seemed like such a no-brainer, just hearing about the story and the role. And I just thought, oh wow, that sounds incredible for you. I mean, what a piece. And then as he was reading the novel, he was sort of looking at me going, there's a very interesting female role in here. You should have a look at it. And so I started reading it myself, and I was just so taken with the world, the history of it, the beauty of it, the wit, the humor, the whole epic journey, and the character of Anna, who I thought was just absolutely brilliant. And what an opportunity for an actress to get to step into that role.
Speaking of that, I find it very funny when actors get to play actors, it's not very often that one gets to portray his craft in something. So I wanted to ask you, what were the challenges of portraying an actress on screen?
Right. The challenges of it. I would say, I mean, I had so much fun, I think, because so much of it resonated with me. I would say, obviously, her personality is much different than mine. She's so sort of bold and confident and brash and mysterious, and very willing to lie or to sort of bend the truth to kind of make herself seem more provocative or interesting to her audience. So she flows with the times and she survives in whatever way she needs to survive. And I thought it was just so brilliant, the line they walked with that, with it being historically accurate and it feeling right, but also feeling like it could be from a page out of today. I just thought that was perfect and so much fun to play.
One of the other things that I find interesting about the show is that despite this political aspect of all of it, it also has like this picaresque bits and a lot of humor. And so I wanted to ask you, how was it to play a character that sort of has this dichotomy, to play with humor and also to play things serious when she has to?
That's always my favorite type of roles, my favorite kind of projects are the ones that intertwine humor with sadness or tragedy or horror or whatever it is, because it feels so much more true to life. I know I've experienced in some of the saddest, darkest times of my life have been when everyone around me is sort of bursting into laughter at the same time because you sort of you have to keep some sense of humor, some sense of lightness, even when you're going through the worst things. And so the show, obviously, there's elements of it that feel a bit surreal, that feel a bit whimsical, that feel maybe a bit kind of askewed from the everyday. But the humor in it, the wit, all of that is just true to the characters. And most of the characters in this piece are survivors, and part of what they're using to survive is what they're made of, which is partly their sense of humor and their personality that kind of carries them through.
Really loved what you said about that they are survivors. It's not very often that the script makes them have the same struggles and the same challenges. So in that case, I wanted to ask you, how was it for you to play a character that in the same level she's also struggling like the Count?
I think, yeah, that's very spot on. It was very unexpected for me for that reason, because I think we're all used to, if you're playing a supporting character in an ensemble piece, you kind of go, oh, well, hopefully I get a juicy scene here and there or something. So I wasn't expecting, with every script that came through, to have such a complex role to play, to be grappling with such issues within her and her own inner life outside of the Count. Even though the show is seen through the Count's eyes, we really get such an amazing insight into Anna and who she is and what she's struggling with. That I really didn't know we were going to get going into it. So it was I was so grateful. It was the most pleasant surprise for me to get to see where we get to go with her and her journey throughout the arc of the show.
It is said that TV allows an actor, and it also allows the audience to grow up with the character, to develop the character more. Did you share that? Do you have that opinion of television as well, or what was your experience when making a TV series?
I agree. Absolutely. I do agree with that. I mean, I'll always love movies, and I certainly would never want to let go of that part of my life. But at the moment that we're in right now, we're getting such great opportunities in television to tell beautiful stories. There's so many great moments in this novel, and I think if you were to distill it down to a film, it would be a real challenge to figure out what you were going to lose and what you were going to keep. And obviously, even in a series, there's so much of the novel that we weren't able to show. But we're able to capture a lot of the breadth of the novel and the story and where it goes. And I think in a film, a lot of that would have to be lost. So I feel lucky that I get to play Anna in a series because I get to spend so much more time with her than I would have otherwise.